Okay, today we will continue to talk about the section 1.7, linear inequalities and absolute value inequalities. Okay, so before we talk about this, we want to review the interval notation, set builder notation, and graph notations. Okay, so the interval notations, if we have an interval a, b, what does this mean? Also means a less than x less than b, all the values. This the big bracket means the set builder notation, and you always use a vertical line to separate the x and the notation here. Okay, and the graph notation is pretty easy. Actually, I really like the interval notation and the graph notation. You see exactly the same thing. You just put a line here. You with me? Yeah. So put a line here. So what is the difference? So look at these two. What is the difference? You have a bracket here, and you have a bracket here, and what will be the bracket becomes for the set builder notation? So the bracket here is corresponding to the what? Equal sign. And if you have a parenthesis, there is no equal sign. With me? So this is one big difference. If you have bracket, equal sign, bracket, bracket, equal sign, equal sign. You with me? So this means, what means equal sign? Less than or equal to means you include this point. And no equal sign means does not include this point, does not equal to this thing. Okay, and what it will be this thing mean? It's like 8 lie down means what? Infinity. Infinity means goes what? Forever. Okay, and infinity and negative infinity, they are symbols. They are not numbers. So be careful. For infinity and negative infinity, you never have what? Bracket. It's always what? Parentheses, because it's a symbol. It's not a number. With me? So when you have a bracket here means bigger than or equal to a. Okay, bracket here less than or equal to what? B. So because goes, and this one is a tricky one. Negative infinity to infinity means the whole number now. And if you have a 0, like has a line go through the 0, that means empty set, means nothing in the end. Okay, so the general rule here is infinity and negative infinity, you always use what? Parentheses, no bracket at all, because they are numbers, they are symbols, they are not numbers. And when will you use bracket? When you have less than or equal to or bigger than or equal to, means include the endpoints. And for the less than or bigger than, you only use parentheses. Okay, so the next definition we wanted to talk about is what? The intersection and the union. What means the intersection? Overlaps. This means it's very easy. Think about you wear for the male student, you wear a shirt, and you also have a pad. You have like pad, yeah. But in the middle, you always have like what? The overlap, yeah. So the shirt and the pad, part of the pads are overlapping. So that means what? The intersection. The union means everything counts. So if it's part of the clothes, then then it counts. Okay. So let's look at some examples for infinity. So what will be the set builder notation? Does this mean? Set builder, you always have what? The bracket, you have x, vertical line. What does this mean? Infinity means forever, yeah? So x bigger than 4. Because bracket, you always have what? Equal sign. With me? Good. And you can practice 1, 5. So what will be the set builder notation? 1 less than x less than 5. Okay, you always, these signs always opens to the same direction. Okay, you cannot have 1 less than x bigger than 5. No. Okay, so but let's look at the whether we have equal sign. Parentheses, no equal, bracket equal. This is the set builder notation. What will be the graph? Graph is much easier, yeah? So you have a 4 bracket goes forever. What will be the graph here? You choose 1, choose 5, parentheses, bracket, yeah? Okay, so what will be -1, 7? You intersect, this means intersect with 0, 8. So we can use the graph, -1, 7, 0, 8, yeah? So what do we have here? We use two different colors, -1, 7, and 0, 8, yeah? 0, 8 is here, -1, 7 is here. So where is the overlap? In between, no? In between is the overlap, yeah? So what were you to start? Start with, we use the pink one. So the pink 0 and the red 7. So it's 0 to 7. With me? Great. Okay, so the next thing that we wanted to solve is this kind. Solve the linear inequality. How could we solve the linear inequality? We want to like group all the variables on one side, all the numbers on the other side, yeah? -7, -7. So 3x bigger than 12. And when you divide 3, x is what? Bigger than 4. So what will be the interval notation? Bigger than 4. Do you have the equal sign? No, means parentheses. Bigger than 4 forever goes to what? Infinity. This is the interval notation. Okay, so the next one is -6x less than or equal to what? 18. How could we solve this? You want to get rid of the -6, yeah? This is multiplication. What do you need to do? Divide. But one thing you need to be careful. What do you need to be careful? Do you guys remember? When you what? Multiply or divide negative numbers, you have flip the inequality sign. Okay, so you always have to do this. This is very important. If you divide or multiply negative number x, yeah? And 18 divided -6 is what? -3. What it will become? Not less than or equal to, it will be open on the left. Bigger than or equal to -3. This is very important. So what will be the interval notation? This is bigger than, so it will goes to what? Infinity. You with me? Goes to infinity. -3. Okay, for the interval notation, always a smaller number on the left, yeah? So -3, you have equal sign, bracket. So always a smaller number. Could you have 5, 2? No. You always have to what? 2, 5. Okay, always a smaller number goes first, okay? Okay, and this one is called a hamburger inequality. I always call it hamburger inequality. What should we do? We want to do exactly the same as when you only have what, two parts. So you want to do it three parts: minus 2, minus 2, minus 2 on all three sides. So what do we have? This one goes away, so you have 6 less than or equal to 3x bigger than -1 minus 2 is what? -3. So now what should we do? Get rid of the 3 here, yeah? So get rid of 3, get rid of 3, get rid of 3. Do we need to flip the sign? Because 3 is positive. We do not need to. So what do we have? 2 less than or equal to x bigger than -1. Yeah? So what will be the interval notation? Smaller number goes on the left, bigger number go to the right. And less than, no equal, parentheses, less than or equal to, you have equal bracket. Yeah, so interval notation. And for the graph notation is -1, 2. Yeah, so this is the first part of the linear inequality.